Hello, my name is Mr. Johnson, and I'm going to be giving you a little bit of information about the special education program, not only in our school, but also at the state and national level. So come with me as we talk a little bit about special education. Early educational opportunities for individuals with special needs began during the 1800s. However, they were much more exclusive and didn't have the same rights as we do today. As we moved into the 20th century and now in the 21st century, many more opportunities have arisen. For example, there are the Easter Seals, the Joseph Kennedy Jr. Foundation, Special Olympics, the Association for Retarded Children, now known as ARC, Autism Speaks, and the Gordon Hartman Foundation. A couple of the ones that I particularly find interesting are the Joseph Kennedy Jr. Foundation, which emphasizes the need to assist families by informing them about resources and including children and adults with disabilities in the community, as well as the Gordon Hartman Foundation, which raised money and built the first amusement park for children and adults with disabilities and their families. Some other things that changed for special education in the 20th century came at the national level. Here I highlighted some of the important legislation that's been passed over the years dealing with special education. First is the Vocational Rehabilitation Act in 1973, and what this did was it established that no person with a disability can be denied participation in any program or activity which receives federal funding. 2 years later, there was the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, and this stated that all children, or all people between the ages of 3 and 18, must be provided with free and appropriate public education. Now, moving forward to around today's time, the Act has been amended and changed, and it is now known as IDEA, or the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It was amended in 1997 and 2004. One of the amendments that I pointed out here was that instead of it being children with ages 3 through 18, that has now moved up to the age of 21, that they must be provided with free and appropriate public education. Now we get to the question of who has a disability, and there can be many types of names, characteristics, or factors for a person who may have special needs or a disability. Here's a list of 15 that I've taken and pointed out. The list here is autism, deafness or blindness, hearing impaired, mental disabilities, multiple disabilities, orthopedic impairment, other health impairments, Tourette's syndrome, emotional disturbance, specific learning disabilities, speech or language impairment, traumatic brain injury, visual impairment, and pervasive development disorders. Now, the three that I've highlighted and want to talk about one is autism. Autism has been growing a lot in numbers in the United States, around the world, and with autism, they call it a broad spectrum disorder because so many behaviors may come along with it that it's hard to pinpoint exactly how to diagnose autism. One of the things I know that helps with students who may have autism is to have a predictable and consistent programming or schedule. And I know in my classroom what I like to do is they're very visual, so I will make a schedule for the day with what we will be doing with pictures, so that when they come in, they start getting down the routine, and it really helps them have positive days and a good learning experience. The other couple I want to look at are learning disabilities and mental disabilities. Learning disabilities can also sometimes be tough to exactly pinpoint, but some things to look for with people with learning disabilities is they may have trouble with the alphabet at a young age, reading aloud, they may pause a lot, spelling words, understanding jokes with the family or with friends, following directions as well. So those are some things to look for. And with mental disabilities, that is determined by either an IQ test or looking at and deciding whether an individual would be able to live independently. And some tips for parents with maybe knowing somebody who has a child that has a learning disability or a mental disability, some tips would be just always stay positive with them, praise them. Maybe you want to work at helping them live independently, so you give them chores to do, but the chores that they'll be successful with, and it'll make them feel good when they get it done. Other things you may be able to do is volunteer in the classroom. I'm very open to having parents volunteer, an open door policy. So volunteering, coming in, working with not only your child but other children in the class. Those are some things that can be done to help further the success of children with a learning disability or a mental disability. The last thing I want to talk about with the special education process focuses on the parent. To start, your rights as a parent. Parents should know that if they ever feel that the school is not doing an adequate job at meeting your child's needs, then you are able to file a complaint in order to get your voice heard and get things changed so that the schools are meeting the needs of your child. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the IEP process. The IEP process is a legal binding document to show that the school is meeting the needs of your child. Now, throughout the year you will have meetings, IEP meetings, in which parents, you as parents, the teachers, the special education teachers, administration in the school, all get together, and at the beginning of the year you set goals that you would like to see your child meet by the end of the school year. Now, at each meeting and throughout the year, the teachers should be collecting data or work to show that these goals are being met. For example, maybe you want your child to improve his or her writing skills. So throughout the year, teachers or administration will collect homework or assignments that show, here's where the child was at, look at where we've had them come, and these goals are being met. And that is how the IEP process will work, and there will be meetings throughout the year to show the progress that your child is making. Services should be provided for your child at the school, and it is during IEP meetings or that you can bring up these services that your child may need. And if for whatever reason the school is not being compliant, then that is another instance where you may be able to file a complaint in order to get the services that you need for your child in the school system. Lastly, I encourage parents to look at the South Dakota Department of Education website to learn more about the rights in South Dakota for children that may have a disability. You can review the accountability process in each district at this website in order to see how each school district is doing, and the site can also reference other helpful tools about special education in the state. If you have any further questions about the special education process, either in our school or in my classroom, please, like I said earlier, I have an open door policy. Don't hesitate to either email me or call me or come in and just talk to me. I look forward to working with you and your child this school year, and I appreciate you taking your time to listen to this. Thank you.